All right, so a lot of stuff happened this weekend. It was Wildcard weekend. There were 6 games this year because of the seventh playoff spot, and it was a pretty good weekend. So I'm gonna kind of recap it and go over what my predictions ended up being. So the first game of the weekend was the Bills and the Colts. I had the Bills winning 24 to 20. Ended up being only a field goal game with 27 to 24. Both teams looked really good on defense, and both offenses were not doing too bad either. The Colts definitely had a chance to win the game. They played a pretty good game. Rivers didn't do too bad. They just couldn't convert in the end, and they missed out on a couple opportunities in the red zone with a missed field goal and then missed touchdown on a fourth down in goal. And the Josh Allen played a really good game with the Bills offense. He showed that he can win a big time playoff game, and they are definitely going to be on a roll into the next game. The next game was the Rams and Seahawks. I really liked watching this game as well because both defenses really showed out, especially the Rams defense. I kind of underestimated and forgot how great that Rams defense really can be, and they really showed it. They made the Seahawks look like they forgot how to play offense. Russell Wilson struggled with the offense. They couldn't do much. They had like one big play, and that was about it to Metcalf. They could not get him going. Ramsey is a lockup corner and showed why he's the best corner in the league. And the Rams ended up winning 30 to 20. I had the Seahawks picked 34 to 28, so that was kind of disappointing. I figured that the Seahawks would come out with a nice big offensive game plan, but the Rams just had them way stumped. And I think the Rams could actually be a dark horse in the NFC with their defensive play. The last game of Saturday was Washington and Tampa Bay. I predicted Tampa Bay winning 31 to 13. Ended up being 31 to 23, and Washington played a lot better than me and I think everyone else expected. With Taylor Heineke in at quarterback, Alex Smith did not end up playing, so Heineke had to step in, and he showed a lot of guts and almost willed his team. So the first game of Sunday was the Ravens and Titans. I knew it would be pretty close and ended up being close. It was 20 to 13, where my prediction was 27 to 20. I knew both defenses were going to try and step up big, and that's exactly what they did. Lamar Jackson ended up showing that he can win a playoff game finally and willing his team to victory. He had a really long touchdown run and looked really good with his legs. He made a couple bad plays in the air, but he ended up getting some connections with Hollywood Brown and proved that he can throw the ball a bit, but he still has a lot more to prove, especially with the upcoming game. The Ravens defense also showed what they're capable of, holding Derrick Henry under 50 or 60 yards, I believe, on over 20 carries. They completely stumped him, and they were ready for that game plan. And I think the Ravens defense can be a really huge factor for them in the future. Saints and Bears was the next game. This one was all defense pretty much until the end when the Saints scored a couple touchdowns. Um, the Bears could not capitalize. Mitch Trubisky had a really good throw to Steven Wims, and he dropped it in the end zone. That was their best chance at a score. Both teams were all defense. They were trying to get stops, and Drew Brees was just too much in the end. The Saints offense was too much, and the Saints defense was too much. Both sides of the ball are going to have to play really good in the future for them. And I think they definitely can because they have Drew Brees, and it's probably going to be his last year, and you know he wants to win. Predicted a closer score with this one being 27 to 24. It ended up being 21 to 9. I thought the Bears would do a little more offensively, but they just couldn't get anything going, and the Saints ended up getting those last couple touchdowns in the end to put the nail in the coffin. The final game was on Sunday night. I don't really think anyone saw the outcome of this, how it played out anyway. I didn't think the Browns would have enough to win, but they proved that they can. It was their first win forever. Um, they the first quarter is what really gave them a boost. Obviously, they had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and they capitalized on a couple of those. Their running game was really strong. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is the best running back duo in the NFL. That's really hard to stop, and Baker Mayfield actually played a pretty good game. And if they can keep their offense up and get defensive stops like they did, they might have a chance for the future in the playoffs. One, I predicted a 30-17 Steelers win. Obviously, there was a ton of points put on the board. It was 48-37 Browns. That big 28 point first quarter helped them so much. I did not see that coming, and their offense was looking really good, so that's why they scored so much. So moving into the divisional round, I think all these games are going to be really good. The first game is Rams and Packers on Saturday, and this is going to be a really good defense versus a really good offense. We haven't seen the Packers yet in the playoffs because they had the bye round, but I think Aaron Rodgers is the MVP of the league. He's going to be, their offense is going to be on fire. The Rams defense has been on fire lately. It's going to be a really big clash of different sides. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Rams pull this out with their defense. Their offense struggled in the first game against the Seahawks. Goff was in with his broken thumb still. They can't throw the ball much. They got Cam Akers going on the running game, and they're gonna have to do that again for sure to even have a chance with their offense. Goff's gonna have to try his best even with this thumb. They're gonna have to get some offense flowing for sure to even have a chance against the Packers. Obviously, their defense is gonna have to step up big, but they have the best defense in the NFL. They showed it last game, and I can see them definitely stopping the Packers. But I think the Packers, in the end, their offense will be too much, and Rodgers will be on fire. The next game on Saturday is the Ravens and Bills. I do not think a lot of points will be scored this game because the Ravens offense didn't do a ton in the first game. The Bills offense had to go up against the Colts defense, which is pretty good, but I think the Bills offense is definitely better. But I think both defenses are going to prevail and show out big time. I think it's going to be a really low scoring game, and it might come down to the last possession, honestly, but I can definitely see either team winning this game. It's going to come down to quarterback play, and one of these young quarterbacks is going to have to step up and show what they're worth to move on to the next round. The first game of Sunday is the Browns and Chiefs. The Browns are red hot. The Chiefs haven't played. They had their bye round. The Chiefs' offense is electrifying. I think that the Chiefs' offense is going to dominate the Browns' defense with the Browns having some injuries and some inexperience there. I think the Chiefs have a chance to really light up the scoreboard. At the same time, I could see the Browns making it a close game. Their offense is going to have to step up again. Their offense looked really good last game. If they can step up with their offense and get some stops on defense just like they did against the Steelers, they can easily have a chance against the Chiefs. I just don't see them stopping the Chiefs right now. I don't think they're at that level to beat the Chiefs yet, and I think the Chiefs offense is going to be way too hard to stop for them. So I definitely see the Chiefs prevailing in this one. The last game of the divisional round is the Bucks and Saints. We get Breeze and Brady, round 3 on this year. It's battle of the old quarterbacks looking to might be possibly both of their last seasons. They're looking for another ring. I I personally think that it's going to be pretty even. Both defenses are pretty good. Both offenses are pretty good. I think the Bucks offense is a little better. Obviously, they have a ton of weapons, but the Saints offense hasn't looked bad lately. They've been getting Harris more involved. Obviously, Kamara is a stud, and they've been getting Michael Thomas back into the mix of things. I think that Breeze is going to come out in the end just slightly, and the Saints defense is going to show out against Tom Brady, I believe. But it could also go the other way around. Who knows? It's going to be a close one for sure, though. In all, I think it's going to be a really good weekend, even better than the Wildcard weekend. The Wildcard weekend was pretty good. The divisional round is going to be pretty good. I'm still probably going to be standing by my picks of Bills and Chiefs and Packers and Saints, as boring as it sounds, but I definitely could see those teams be in the Final Four. But the other teams also all have a chance. I also think that the Rams have a best chance to go the furthest out of all the teams that I think might lose, but who knows? It's going to be a good weekend.